Welcome to our latest news update. Today we have some interesting stories to share with you. First up,
Egypt is set to make its own documentary on Queen Cleopatra in response to Netflix's historical revisionism. Next,
Robert De Niro welcomes his seventh baby at the age of 79. Moving on,
an insane tracklist and cover art has been revealed. In other news,
unheard Spice Girls songs have been leaked. We also have an update from
The Hollywood Reporter. Finally,
Jean Carroll has won a civil case against Donald Trump, with the jury awarding her $5 million for sexual abuse. Now that we're all caught up, let's get started.
an Egyptian channel is producing a documentary on Cleopatra that aims to tell a historically accurate depiction of the Greek queen's life in response to the revisionism peddled by Netflix in their so-called docu-series Queen Cleopatra. The channel, Al Wathirkia, has announced that preparations have begun to produce a documentary about Queen Cleopatra VII, daughter of Ptolemy XII, known as Cleopatra, the last king of the Ptolemaic family that ruled Egypt in the wake of the death of Alexander the Great.
Work sessions are currently being held with a number of specialists in history, archaeology, and anthropology to subject research related to the subject of the film and its image to the utmost levels of research and study.
The announcement of the Egyptian documentary comes in the wake of the Netflix film about the story of Cleopatra, which made her appear dark-skinned, as if her origins were African and not Macedonian.
Egyptian lawyer Mahmoud al-Samari has filed a case with the public prosecutor to shut down the Netflix platform in Egypt, following the trailer release of Queen Cleopatra, a new documentary depicting the historical figure as a black woman. The lawyer has demanded a thorough investigation of the process, as well as the overall discontinuity of Netflix's streaming service in Egypt as a consequence. From ancient Egyptian queens to modern-day diaper changes, we've got it all covered here on the news. Speaking of babies, Robert De Niro just proved that age is just a number when it comes to fatherhood. Robert De Niro has revealed that he has welcomed a seventh baby.
The 79-year-old actor shared the news during an interview with ET Canada.
De Niro did not provide any further details about the newest family member or their partner.
The Academy Award winner has 6 children from previous relationships. De Niro believes that parents should push their children to reach for their dreams. The actor also emphasized the importance of children finding their own path in life. From one baby announcement to another, it seems like Robert De Niro isn't the only one dropping something new. Get ready to have your ears blessed and your eyes confused with this next segment.
Dolly Parton will release a rock album titled Rockstar on November 17th, featuring a mix of original songs and covers.
The album includes collaborations with a range of musicians, including Sting, Pink, Miley Cyrus, and Debbie Harry.
The tracklist also features a Beatles reunion, with surviving members Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr joining Parton for a cover of Let It Be.
The album will be available as a 4X LP or 2X CD set, as well as digitally, and pre-orders are ongoing. Parton announced her intention to record a rock album after being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year.
Parton will co-host the 2023 Academy of Country Music Awards with Garth Brooks.
And speaking of music that's been hidden away, it looks like the Spice Girls aren't the only ones with some unreleased tracks. Stay tuned to hear what girl power sounds like in 2021.
Unreleased demos by the Spice Girls have been illegally shared online after a rare vinyl featuring the songs was advertised for sale on eBay and reached bids of up to £7,100.
The vinyl received over 80 bids before being removed from the website, but the songs have since been shared illegally online.
The band members have previously stated that their unreleased studio sessions were not good enough to be shared with fans. It is believed the tracks may have been recorded for the album Forever, released in 2000. This is not the first time the band has had unreleased music shared online against their wishes.
The Spice Girls reunited for a sold-out stadium tour in 2019 without Victoria Beckham, and Mel B has suggested the band will be going back on tour in 2023. And now from the Spice Girls to the Hollywood Reporter, where we'll find out if any of those leaked songs were actually worth listening to. Spoiler alert, probably not.
French actress Adèle Haenel has announced her retirement from the movie business. Haenel cites the complacency and indifference of the French industry to the #MeToo movement as the reason for her decision. In a letter published on media news site Télérama, Haenel calls out the general complacency within the French industry vis-à-vis sexual aggressors.
Despite high-profile examples of sexual abuse and misconduct within the French film industry, Haenel says the powers that be have chosen to ignore and ostracize women who have come forward. Haenel has been a public face of France's #MeToo movement and brought charges against French director Christophe Rougier, who she accuses of sexually assaulting her when she was 12 years old.
Instead of acting, Haenel has put her energies into political activism and is frequently seen at public protests and demonstrations. And now from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood to the not-so-glamorous courtroom drama, where it seems even the former president can't escape a bad review. A Manhattan federal jury has found that Donald Trump sexually abused E. Jean Carroll in a luxury department store dressing room in the spring of 1996, and awarded her $5 million for battery and defamation.
Carroll alleged Trump raped her in the Bergdorf Goodman department store and then defamed her when he denied her claim, said she wasn't his type, and suggested she made up the story to boost sales of her book.
While the jury found that Trump sexually abused her, sufficient to hold him liable for battery, the jury did not find that Carroll proved he raped her.
Carroll filed the lawsuit last November under the New York State Adult Survivors Act, a state bill which opened a look-back window for sexual assault allegations like Carroll's with long-expired statutes of limitation. Trump did not attend the trial. Like any defendant in a civil case, he was not required to appear in court for trial or any proceedings, and has a right not to testify in his own defense.
The verdict does not have any legal effect on Trump's ability to run for president.